Brad, how exciting is the challenge this weekend?
Oh well, the challenge is a formidable one. The Crows have taken the competition by storm so far this year. They're clearly the form team of the competition and the best team in the competition, both in the way they attack and the way they defend, and haven't lost contested possession once this year, and so they've got pretty much all facets of the game covered at the moment. So they're going to be a great challenge for our guys, and it's certainly one we're looking forward to. But the opposition analysis this week has been pretty simple. It's just showing the players all the areas that the Crows are really solid at the moment, and there are plenty of them.
That forward line, I mean, it might be fun for the fans to watch, but as an opposition coach, it must be a nightmare this week.
Yeah, they're just they've got stars everywhere, haven't they? They've been really solid and really consistent over a long period of time. I think they only used roughly 29 players in total last year. We're up into our early 30s already this year, so they've been really consistent with the 22 they've run out with. They've made a few changes this year, but they've been really solid inclusions. So yeah, it's not just their forward line, it's their midfield supply and the strength of their defence that allows them to attack a lot more than they defend.
Talk about their midfield. I guess tagging potentially could come back in vogue. What do you do with Sloan?
Well, I think Sloan's been, again, he's probably the form midfielder of the competition, but he's been doing some terrific jobs for Adelaide as well off the ball. So it's not just what he does when he gets the ball in his hands. He's been a really complete player this year, not just an offensive weapon. So again, like most weeks, I mean, we'll just look at the total mix rather than looking at just one single matchup. Jacobs has been good in the ruck, and both Crouch boys and Douglas and a lot of their other midfielders have been going really well. So it's going to be a team effort in through there, and we think we've got a pretty good inside midfield group, but they're going to have their work cut out for them.
How do you use Thompson and Tarrant this weekend, given Adelaide's forward line?
Oh, it's just how we do it every week. We look at specific matchups and we look at an overall defence, and Lockie Hansen obviously comes into that. We swung him forward last week, but the defence has a fair amount of flexibility, and we've been really pleased with Ed Vickers-Willis coming into that defence too. So a lot of those defenders have played a lot of footy together, but we've added some new faces in as well. So Aaron Mullett will go out with a broken hand. He had surgery during the week. We're really hopeful he'll only miss 1 week, but it'll mean a different look down in our defence. But certainly Thompson and Tarrant are the backbone of that.
Is Jared Waite in the mix to return?
Yeah, he is. He's really close actually. We're hopeful that we'll get him back. We'll see how he trains today and then make a decision probably tomorrow. But the fortunate thing about his injury, he's been doing a hell of a lot of running and a hell of a lot of ball work, and his touch and his fitness is really good. So it's not a matter of sort of bringing him back through the VFL and getting him up to speed that way. We're confident that once he ticks the boxes in terms of contact, that he'll be ready to come back and play on the AFL team.
Sorry, other selection, obviously Braden Cruz will be in the mix, I imagine, with Jacobs and obviously Swallow and Thomas.
Yeah. Well, Jacobs is probably another week away. He will need to play a bit of footy. He's been a long time out, so he'll play a bit of footy in the VFL before he comes back in. But he'd be a welcome addition back into the side. Prussy's in the mix again. Again, we've just got to keep working on that balance between forward and ruck. Majak Dor hopefully will be available for selection this week after missing last week with a quad. And Lindsay Thomas and Andrew Swallow did everything asked of them last week. So they took the demotion back to the VFL really well, acquitted themselves well in terms of their attitude, and probably most importantly, they performed. So they're back in the selection mix.
You were pretty, well, on the exterior it seemed unlucky not to get a win in the first month of the season. Considering you got the monkey off the back or the first win last weekend, do you feel as though that could kick-start a good run of form?
Yeah, well, I think as you pointed out, the form was okay. I mean, we did what we needed to do last week to get across the line, but I think in terms of our overall form line of the last 6 weeks, we played some better footy than that. So, we took some lessons out of last week's in areas we need to improve and hopefully continue to build on the foundation of our game. So, it's a really brutal competition, this one, and you look at the fixture and every game's a tough one. And I think fortunately for the AFL, anyone can beat anyone. So that's a good attitude to have when you're playing the best team in the comp this week. But we've just got to focus on the foundations, and I think they're pretty solid. But we've got to improve to beat a side like Adelaide.
Just touching on Wade again, how does him coming back into the side affect a guy like Ben Brown, who's obviously been terrific while he's been out?
Oh, it'll only help. The mix obviously changes, but I think if you ask any key forward, and having another high quality key forward in and around them only helps. We still direct a fair bit of ball to Ben for obvious reasons, and Wadey's just a foil to that. Mason Wood and Taylor Garner and our other forwards as well. So as many good forwards as we can get in our forward half, the better.